discussed, that is VAL programming and offline programming. Okay, so thank you. We will see in the next class. MEM School of Engineering, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, online classes, subject robot machine vision system. So in this system, we already discussed about different programming method, teaching method, and online programming and offline programming, like that we discussed. So another one of programming method will be simulation and offline programming. So there is another method of programming called simulation. The trouble with the lead through method and the textual programming is that the robot must be taken out of protection for certain length of time to accomplish the programming. So difference between the offline and the simulation, offline and simulation. Offline means only that you program without using the robot. Simulation means that test a possible robot application either virtually or physically. That is called computer aided robots. So for software required for this only post processor calibration, RCS module, a component CSR. Then software is expensive, usually not faster to program with other robots. So then car computer aided robots. So difference between the digital world and reality, that is hardware difference and software difference. No standard robot language for different systems. Simulation system is one of two strategies. Work with the target language during programming. Translate to target language before download. That is, the field of computer aided robots uses electronic computers in the design, manufacture, installation, and the programming of robot. So RoboCam is a car system that ran on the Apollo family of CAD and CAM workstation. The Kim station by Silma Corporation, the car system that ran on Apollo computer or on an IBM PC. These are the offline examples. Robot simulations, many different products, Workspace, Robot Studio, RoboPlan, Camelot, Thor. So combination of on and offline example, that is hybrid programming. That is the robot can work in the both online or offline programming concept. So offline they are using the program logic simulation major part of the movement commands. For online movement of near the workspace and the processing data, like that they are using online programming. So in future, they're using the different programming concept, that is a combination of online, offline, and automatic programming. So then new technologies, automatic collision avoidance, automatic process planning, like that, they are installed in the programs. So some of new methods of programming: movement limitation, linkage perception and action, a programming by demonstration (PBD), speech and dialogue programming, like that, new method of programming. Movement of limitations, imitation, linking perception and actions, extra hand end movement, perform vector quantization to get invariant representation, group adjacent and similar primitives. So programming by demonstration application, that is using human movement, we can give the command to the robot. So applications are navigation, locomotion, playing air hockey, then manipulating blocks, balancing a pole, hitting a tennis serve, grasping unfamiliar objects, imitating dancing movement, playing air hockey. This is one of the example. Then speech and dialogue programming, limited natural language task description. So follow the red bar quickly while avoiding objects. So generating a control to solve the task, execute the controller, respond to the feedback, improve performance by learning. Controller diagrams, sensor, PID motor. So functions performed by the programming, that is robot motion control, trajectory planning, obstacle avoidance, velocity and acceleration control, force and torque control, end effector control, motion coordination with other components. Robot motion control is required because we are not only interested in the target points to be reached by the end effector while traveling from one point to another point, but also the path followed by the arm. So robot minds can be controlled by any of the four types: manually sequential joint control, sleeving or uncoordinated joint control, joint interpolated control, straight line control. Programming languages often provides separate commands for interpolated joint control and straight line control so that the faster move can be used when straight line control is not necessary. The sleeve move and the sequential move are seldom used. Trajectory planning deals with the planning of the motion while it is moving from one position to another position. In case of pick and place robot, and point to point the path is not important, the trajectory planning is simple, but in continuous path type it is difficult to task to generate the control path and trajectory path. This is the trajectory planning. So the VIA command moves the arm close to the not actually through a series of location. It allows the arms to deviate slightly depending on speed and acceleration traits during the motion. In the case of the VA command, the user may select if the motion will be optimized for joint motion or world motion. Then another concept is obstacle avoidance for the robot computer control. The major program in the control of robot is obstacle avoidance. In order to incorporate obstacle avoidance in its programming, it must either have a model of its environment or some type of sensory information that gives it information about its environment. So moving objects require more complex modeling rather than stationary objects. So both the robot's movement and that of surrounding objects must be predicted. So that is hypothesis and test, penalty function, explicit free space. This algorithm has four steps to be followed. That is hypothesis, possible path between the initial and the final position and the configuration of the robot arm. So test a selected set of configuration along the path for possible collision. If collision possibility is found, so devise a way to avoid it by examining the shape and the position of the obstacles. These are the explicit free space, velocity and acceleration control using the program. So force and torque control, interfactor control, motion coordination with other components. So this is the VAL programming, another concept already we discussed. This is the VAL2. It is one of the most commonly used early language. This is the computer-based control system and designed for the industrial robot and unimation. These are the instructions used in the VAL programming. Robot control concept using the drivers. Control of manipulator, linear control of manipulator, feedback and closed loop control. So PID, PI and P protection, professional, integral and derivative. There are three part of controlling system used in the robot. So this is the advantage and disadvantage of professional, derivative and integrative control system. So professional means speed control that increase gain. Proportional integrated, that is good damping, offset zero. So proportional differential PD, maximum overshoot decreases. Then PED decreases rise time, estimates a steady state error, determines the overshoot and cycling time. Disadvantage, offset issue, slow response and offset steady state error. These are the system formula for the PID. These are the system different softwares used in the robot process.